Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I am Damian Hill. With me, as always, TJ O'Connor. Tonight, we are joined by Kai Duque, who just came off a very impressive first round finish. Um, I guess before I was going to start going into sponsors and stuff, but we're not doing that right now. How are you doing tonight, Kai?
I'm pretty good, man. Honestly, just getting off of work, getting ready to get back in the gym, man, and get back to training. There's no days off, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, it didn't look like you took a whole lot of damage. Obviously, finishing your opponent in the first round. Some people still can finish their opponent in the first round and not walk out unscathed. So it's good to see that you did. Um, uh, I was able to see the finishing sequence of that fight, which is very impressive. In or an outside low kick to the calf, I believe, and then I don't know if it was the knee or a little bit higher or not, but it looked like the calf looked pretty low. His foot came out, and you just cleaned his clock with the nice hook.
Boom. So it was a really low thigh kick, actually, right above the knee. Is where I hit it, and it buckled his knee back, and then I hit him with that left hand, man, and I watched his eyes roll back, and as I was diving in, I kind of hit him with that up chuck right hand, and that's when his lights were out, and I kind of hit him with the 2 extra grounding pounds just for security reasons, but you know what they say, you go until the ref stops you, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talk me through the emotions of getting a victory like that. That's your first win as an MMA fighter. You go out there and to look like that and to have that highlight forever now. What was going through your mind after that finish?
Honestly, man, it was surreal. If we're being honest, I was going into that fight the underdog, even though it was my hometown. We were fighting in my hometown. I was going in there the underdog. I don't know if you guys know or keep track too much of BKFC, but the dude who I was fighting, his corner was actually BKFC featherweight champ Kai Stewart. So I went in there with not really so much animosity, but a lot of people in the promotion and even a lot of people at the facility, whether it be in my hometown or not, did not think I was going to take the victory. People were walking around saying that I was going to get knocked out or I was going to get choked out. So honestly, going in the fight, I was really nervous. I had to sit there and listen to it for 3 hours. People walking around, be like, "Oh, you're fighting that guy? He's Kai Stewart's his corner. Like you're gonna get knocked out. Like he's training with Kai. He's got hands." So I mean, going into it, I was very nervous, and then I don't know. I mean, as a fighter, man, once I got in there and the nerves kind of killed over and the lights hit, it was me and him in there, and the game plan just set, and I've been really in the gym for probably 6 months straight, 5 days a week, practicing my striking, my counter striking, keeping long, and all of that. And so it just kind of came into effect, and everything that I was told before the fight and was listening to, it was like it didn't matter, man.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I mean, what you just described is like the perfect scenario, and then you add the fact that it's in your hometown. It's almost like a cherry on top. How much of a relief was it getting your hand raised, and what was that feeling like doing it in your hometown after being told that it might be an uphill battle?
Honestly, man, I wish you guys would have been able to see this full video. After the ref pulled me off, I scaled the fence, dude. I scaled the fence, and I was on top of the fence, and I was beating on my chest like a fucking gorilla, dude. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I tossed my mouth guard out to the crowd, dude. Like, I was going nuts. The energy was there because that was basically like, and mind you, I did it and tossed my mouth guard towards the section of where my opponents, like, family and all those guys were, because I knew, I was like, they were talking about how their boy was going to knock me out all night. So I got up there, I beat my fucking chest in front of him, in front of his coach, and I tossed my mouth guard. And yeah, man, it was fucking awesome.
Okay. Does this might not have even been on your mind at all, but does it make you feel a little bit better knowing that after you threw your mouth guard, it was in their section? It most likely hit somebody in the face that was hoping that you got beat up.
No, I did think about that, and the funniest thing about that is whenever I was sitting there and like I was unwrapping my hands and like I was talking to my brothers and like everyone was congratulating me, my one of my corners who was in my corner walks up to me and's like, "Hey, here's your mouth guard. Somebody said that you hit them with this and brought it back." And so I got my mouth guard back. Mind you, I use like a $90 Impact molded mouth guard. So like it was an expensive mouth guard. So it was kind of an L, and then it became a W, dog. It became a dub.
Dude, that's hilarious. That is a funny story to tell.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. So I was pumped in the moment, and yeah, afterwards when I was walking in the locker room, I was like, "Fuck!" I just threw a $90 mouth guard out into the crowd. And then yeah, like 20 minutes later, my corner's like, "Hey, you probably want this," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
I don't know if I can swear or not. My bad.
oh, no, you're totally fine. But it's one of those things. The $90 mouth guard. It's only worth $90 to literally one person. Whoever found it is like they can't even use it. So yeah, might as well give it back. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I guess so. You made. I mean, actually, I want to go back. Let me take us rewind a little bit. There was a little bit of controversy in the beginning of the fight in a sequence where there may or may not have been a low blow, but there was an extra 5 minutes given for the low blow. What was going through your mind as he's taking that time? And do you feel like it helped you out actually in securing the victory because you get a break as well?
Honestly, what was going through my head when he took the break is he was scared because before the so-called low blow, I had hit him with probably like a three-piece combo that landed super clean, just right on the button. And he started bleeding from his nose, and then like he pinned me up against the fence, and like I guess this is probably the only damage that I took from the fight. But he kind of pulled a dirty on me and pinned me up against the gauge and foot stomped me like 8 times. So he stomped out my fucking foot, dude. And so I felt about 8 of them. I flipped him around on the cage, and I like threw a left on him again. But when we were backing out of that, I hit him with like a super clean combo, like a 1-2-3, and he ate it. And then I threw that kick, and he claimed the low blow. But me personally, I felt like he felt the power that I had, and he got nervous because, like I said, it was the low blow happened, the call or whatever probably happened 30 seconds into the first round, like right off the gate, right after my first couple strikes landed. I feel like he felt the power, and he like wasn't sure what he signed up for, but he knew that it was too late.
Now, when you feel a momentum shift in the fight, like I mean, you can when you're out watching it, you can kind of clearly see when it happens, but in a break, you don't necessarily see it necessarily. Now, crap, I forgot what I was just about to say. CTE is real. But yeah,
I'm coming in with my question then, because I kind of got the feel from it. You're talking about the momentum there and rolling off what Damien's question potentially could have been in my head at least. How much do you think the experience you've had in your first two fights, going in there, doing all the work, and then not going your way, how much do you think that played into it, knowing that when things get ugly, you're prepared to go the distance, whereas your opponent had one quick fight, win his way fast, and when things got ugly, you kind of felt that shift. How much do you think that experience of those first couple fights really helped with this one?
Honestly, I think they've helped a lot because besides what Tapology has got on there, I've actually got a total of 7 fights under my belt right now between amateur boxing and MMA. So technically, fully for MMA, because I've done 2 unsanctioned fights, I'm 2-2-1 as an amateur MMA fighter. Because of 2 unsanctioned fights, and as far as boxing goes, I'm 1-1 because I signed with USA Boxing in January of this year. So it's not like I haven't been staying active. I've been trying to stay active, but I haven't taken a fight since probably February because, like I said, I've been focusing on the gym, and I have 3 kids myself, ranging from 6, 2, and 1. So those guys keep me busy as well, man. So between the gym and kids full time, like I've just been trying to dedicate and hone my goal in. My goal is to do 10 amateur fights, MMA or boxing, and then go pro. So I have a goal set in mind. And this is kind of exclusive. I don't know when this episode is going to drop yet or not. I'm just signing the contract tonight, but I'm actually fighting for Fusion's 135 belt on the 22nd of September. So I'm getting my title shot. So I don't know when this episode comes out or not. I have not dropped out on my fight social media yet or not. So hopefully that's kind of, my big break out there to kind of boost my name a little bit if I can finally hold a strap, man.
yeah, definitely. I mean, and with the performance like your last one, it's no, I mean, there's no question on why they want you to fight for the title. They want exciting fighters, they want exciting fights, and they want finishes. And you're a guy that, at least on your half, you can bring that to the table. Um, you spoke about going pro, and you seem like you have it all kind of mapped out and everything. You know exactly what you want to do and what you want to accomplish before you go pro. Is getting a belt on that list, or was this one of those things that just kind of came up and you're going to take the opportunity when it comes?
You know, if we're being honest, I've actually had my eyes on this belt for 3 years, man. I've been watching Fusion. I knew the dude who held the belt beforehand. His name was Draco. Again, if you guys watch BKFC, he just did a debut last month in BKFC. He's a really stout black gentleman. He's an animal. But he held the 135 belt for Fusion, and me and him were good buddies. And so that was the reason I never went for it before, is because I'm not going to go and fight my homie who I've trained with for that strap. It's his strap. He earned it. He had it. I'm not going to take it from him. He just recently went pro last couple months ago because of the BKFC stuff. He went pro. So now it's vacant. So that's where I'm like, I've had my eyes on this belt. I've wanted this belt. Like I said, my goal is 10 fights total. Now that I've got 5 MMA fights, 2 boxing matches, 7 fights total, I wouldn't mind finishing out my AMI career with all belt defenses.
That's great. And then with that title fight, obviously that's the main focus. You don't want to look down the road, but you mentioned the 10 fights, and this being number 8, it's creeping up quick. Is the plan to get those rest of those amateur fights in by the end of 2023, or is the plan to kind of just take this one fight, reevaluate, and see what the options are?
Honestly, my goal was at the beginning of this year to have them done at the end of this year. That was the goal at the beginning of this year initially. The title fight, like I said, I didn't think that was going to be a thing this year. I thought it was going to I was going to go into next year, try to get that amateur title as kind of my last fight as an amateur and end my amateur career with the title belt. But with the opportunity coming to me like it is, and like my coaches and my support behind me, and with how my progress has been, I mean, I'm sure Damian can even vouch when he's seen me in North Dakota a year or two ago when I fought, compared to the film that he's seen from the fight the other day. It's 2 different fighters, man. My footwork is on point, like my cage awareness. I've been drilling, and I've been studying, I've been doing my homework, man. And like I said, I want to make it to where eventually I'm paying my bills off of this, and my wife and kids are happy off of it. And I'm willing to do and put in whatever it takes.
That's what I love to hear. I love hearing that from fighters. I love hearing the fact that you do it for a purpose. When you're fighting for more than just the fight itself, I feel like that brings so much more to the table, much more out of the fighter, and that's what all of us fight fans love to see. You spoke on everything that you got going on in the future, dude. I cannot wait to see you fight for this title. I cannot wait to follow you in your path as a professional, or as you finish off your amateur career and turn professional. I cannot wait to follow you on your journey. And I guess this is the time where we'd like to give all of the fighters a platform to thank whoever they want, sponsors, family, friends, training partners, anything like that. The platform is yours.
Sweet. So I do have a couple sponsors. Angel Care. Angel Care is kind of an elderly personal care aid. My wife is actually an office manager there. They do great work. If you have elderly folks, grandparents, aunts, uncles over the age of 60 who need any help whatsoever, whether it's coming to play a card game with them for an hour, or help going to the bathroom, taking meds, such like that. Angel Care guys, they're great. They're all over Montana. And in the works of still spreading out there. And then Highway 2 Tattoo. They are a tattoo shop that does all my inks. It's kind of shitty. I'm wearing a long sleeve right now. You just recently put a quarter sleeve on me. Great tattoo shop here out of Havre, Montana. Highway 2 Tattoo. And then I'd like to thank Rockhound Boxing, my main gym, and then all my friends and family, and you guys, Damian, for having me on the show, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. We're nothing without the fighters. We thank you for taking the time. And again, this has been Trash Talk with Damian and TJ. We are out of here, y'all. All right, sorry.